Friday, September 30th, which makes this the final board meeting for the fiscal year of 2015. So a good opportunity to review our progress over the last year and set our course for the next. And overall, I have to say I'm quite pleased with the performance of TVA and its employees over the last year. We're financially and operationally stronger, and we're working to continue the progress there. You know, we have very high expectations for performance in everything we do here. None greater than in the area of safety. Our job is to help one another and help the public be safe, so we will continue to emphasize that. But I have to say I'm pretty pleased with the performance of the organization this year. As always, the work of TVA begins with the mission to serve the people of the Tennessee Valley region. We carry out this mission through our work in energy, the environment, and economic development. And our work is bounded by certain strategic imperatives: rates, debt, assets, and stewardship. These are the basic strategic levers of the business model. And within those imperatives, this board has consistently focused us on several expectations: better financial health now and for the long term, a focus on customer service and stakeholder satisfaction, better operational performance across the system, robust planning for meeting the region's energy needs in the future, and affordable energy for our customers, for consumers, and for the region's ability to compete for jobs and economic investment. We appreciate and share the board's commitment to improving TVA's financial health and operational performance for the long term. To get where we want to be long term, we have to act now, and we have to plan for a range of future uncertainties. David Lilienthal, one of our first board members and one of the fathers of TVA, described TVA's approach to, quote, action and planning not as things separate and apart, but as a continuous process. So in that vein, we're working to execute several things. One is a long-term financial plan that spans 10 years. An asset management plan that also spans 10 years. A long-term resource plan built on the integrated resource plan. More granular 3-year budget plans and operating plans, and annual budgets and priorities, like the 2016 plan we'll present today. Our long-term plan focuses on cost management, debt reduction, and incremental rate adjustments that will provide necessary capital for the power system while keeping rates affordable. And we've made significant progress this year toward those long-term objectives. At the end of the third quarter, we reached the goal of a sustainable $500 million reduction in operating and maintenance costs. Lower O&M costs, lower fuel costs, and higher revenues have enabled us to fund some capital investments without adding to long-term debt. So for the first 9 months of the year, our total financing obligations, think total debt, are about $907 million less than the plan. We've improved operational performance, which has reduced our fuel and purchase power expense by hundreds of millions of dollars. And we've improved how we work with the people we serve. Customer satisfaction is up. Customer loyalty has improved, as Greg Williams said, and it's improved significantly. Our rates are competitive, and we're becoming even more competitive as we continue to control costs and increase productivity. In the area of energy, we're continuing to move toward a more diverse portfolio of generating assets, so that the power we deliver is reliable, low cost, and clean. And nuclear energy is one key to cleaner baseload energy. All of our nuclear units are improving their performance, and we are making progress toward delivering the first new nuclear generation of the 21st century. Construction of Watts-Bar Unit 2 is substantially complete, and the team there is working through the required testing for dual unit operation. We've notified the NRC of this and asked the NRC to issue the operating license. When Unit 2 comes online, it will generate enough electricity to power about 650,000 homes. A lot of homes. In addition, we're making other major investments to support cleaner energy and efficient operation. Recently completed the purchase of the Ackerman combined cycle plant in Mississippi. Work is well underway on new combined cycle facilities at our Paradise site in Kentucky and our Allen site in Memphis. We also continue work at the Gallatin fossil plant near Nashville, where we're investing nearly $1 billion in the installation of emission controls equipment. We're taking public comment on the draft environmental assessment on the proposed power purchase from the Riverbend Solar Project in Alabama. Located near Florence, the board approved this power purchase in the February meeting. So overall, we're using cleaner energy sources, retiring numerous coal units, adding clean air equipment to others, and making greater use of renewable generation and energy efficiency. Our work in the environment begins with clean energy and clean air and extends across the public lands and waters of the region. In managing the Tennessee River system, as in all our work, the safety of the public and our employees is our overriding priority. This commitment to public safety is demonstrated in the work we are doing at Boone Dam in Upper East Tennessee. The dam is important to the surrounding community, and it's important to TVA. We did a thorough and comprehensive investigation of the conditions there, and we will repair the dam as safely and effectively as possible. Throughout this work, we will be communicating regularly with the residents and businesses in that area, the downstream public, and the downstream businesses. You know, across the region, TVA's dams and reservoirs form an integrated system that provides multiple benefits and overall public value. Benefits from the river system include flood control, navigation, power production, water quality, aquatic habitat, and municipal and industrial water supply, as well as the recreation that many of us enjoy. And while those benefits sometimes compete or conflict with one another, as we heard in the comments this morning, our focus remains constant. We're charged with operating the river system as a whole and delivering the greatest public value. Our work in economic development brings jobs to the region and helps the economy grow. Of course, one key to this work is maintaining competitive rates, which is a prerequisite for successful economic development activities. The Valley marked a big success in June when Google announced plans to build a data center on the site of the Willows Creek fossil plant, which is being retired. Google will initially invest $600 million in the data center at Willows Creek and bring new jobs to the area. It's one of the many companies TVA and our partners have worked with this year to bring more job opportunities to the region. So during the first 10 months of the year, our economic development partnerships helped attract and retain about 72,000 jobs and $7.6 billion in capital investment. So that's an overview of what we've been doing in 2015. We've also been working on how to improve how we're doing things, and I'll touch on three areas here. First, as you heard a lot about this morning, we've completed a 2-year project to update the integrated resource plan, a high-level roadmap for meeting the region's energy needs over the coming decades. The update is based on a thorough analysis, and it affirms the merits of a diverse portfolio, including more natural gas, energy efficiency, renewable energy, and no immediate need for new baseload capacity beyond Watts Bar 2 and the upgrades at Browns Ferry. The plan incorporates extensive input from the Regional Energy Resource Council, a stakeholder working group, and members of the public. I think several members of that group are with us today, and we'll hear from them a little later. In addition to providing input as the plan was developed, the Council urged us to work closely with local power companies on energy efficiency and related programs, so that programs are broadly available and ratepayers have a fair opportunity to participate. We appreciate this guidance, and we will present the updated IRP for the Board's consideration later today. Now, as you heard in the public listening session, there's not universal agreement on all aspects of the IRP. And frankly, that's to be expected given the diverse views that exist here in the Valley. But a few points are worth considering about the direction and performance of TVA. This year, more than 50% of TVA energy will come from non-emitting resources. By 2025 or so, that will increase to 60%. And by the IRP, the end of the IRP period, that looks closer to 70%. Now, our original renewable resource, hydroelectric power, continues to serve us well. This year, about 9% of the power will come out of the river. And we're making hundreds of millions of dollars of investment there to get more out of the river. To date, beyond hydro, TVA has made almost $8 billion in commitments to solar and wind resources at this current time. In addition, from 2007 through this fiscal year, TVA has invested almost $750 million in energy efficiency. And when you add demand-side resource investment, that number gets closer to $1.5 billion. Energy efficiency today accounts for about 5% of our energy supply. It is expected to grow to 10% or more by 2025. The TVA board is responsible for keeping rates as low as feasible while also maintaining and expanding the other elements of TVA's statutory mission. And I believe this IRP and TVA's general direction support the elements of the mission in appropriate balance. On the solar front, the policy adopted by the board in 2011 will continue through 2016. We will continue, as one of the speakers said this morning, our work on the value of solar as a distributed resource in 2016. Also in 2016, our renewable energy program will place greater emphasis on the distribution grid system and the increasingly important role our local power company partners will play. Large-scale renewable energy projects will be managed in accordance with our supply portfolio needs, directional guidance from the Integrated Resource Plan, and external drivers like the Clean Power Plan. So the second thing we worked on, you heard about this morning, work with our customers, the local power companies, direct served industries, other organizations to evaluate and improve our pricing structure and products. The shared objective here was simple: to ensure fair and competitive rates for the region's industries and the 9 million people in the valley. The strategic pricing plan we will recommend later does this by improving how we structure rates for various customer classes, better defining the cost of serving customers, sending stronger price signals to customers, and improving the pricing products we offer. In just a moment, John Thomas will present that plan to the board. And third, like other utilities around the country, we're reviewing the Clean Power Plan recently released by the Environmental Protection Agency. I am pleased to say that we have already made improvements in air quality across the power system that include reducing carbon dioxide emissions by 30% from where they were in 2005. By 2020, we expect them to be 40% below the 2005 levels. And this moves us well toward the goals in the Clean Power Plan. Watchbar 2 will be a big contributor to meeting that plan. By itself, Unit 2 will enable us to avoid 6 to 8 million tons of carbon dioxide emissions each year. And as we continue to assess how these complex rules will affect our operations, we know this. Our actions so far and our continuing commitments to clean air and environmental stewardship are helping us meet higher standards for air quality now and into the future. So John Thomas has a lot of work to do. He's presenting a lot of things. One is the budget for fiscal year 2016 as part of the Finance Committee report. The proposal we will make supports TVA's mission of service and the financial and operational objectives that guide our work. During 2016, we will continue to address O&M costs and improve productivity. We'll invest in the power system to ensure a safe, reliable, cleaner power supply for the region, carry out our environmental stewardship responsibilities, and continue to foster quality economic growth. You know, operating power transmission and river systems safely and reliably requires regular and ongoing capital and O&M expenditures. And modernizing our fleet also requires substantial new capital. We're near the end of an intensive capital spending year with 2 more years to go in this current capital cycle. So even with the substantial O&M reductions, a modest rate increase, 1.5%, is recommended for funding those necessary investments while keeping rates affordable and debt manageable. This increase, which is less than the rate of inflation, also aligns with input we've had from many of our customers, which is that smaller, more predictable rate adjustments are preferable to larger and particularly unexpected ones. So, you know, we're getting better here at taking the long view and then putting near-term plans in place to get us there. Doing this will take continued leadership and discipline, but we're determined to keep our eye on what's ahead. So we've appreciated the board's oversight in this area. You know, in delivering on our mission, our employees are on the job every day, 24 hours a day. One of our employees tells a story of a visitor who came to the TVA plant and said, "You shut these things down on the weekend." And the employee said, "No, if your lights are working, we are working." I hasten to add, if your lights are not working, we're working even harder, as our local power companies to get it back on. So, you know, the lights stay on most of the time. Since 2000, TVA has reached 99.99% reliability in delivering power to our customers. We're on track to do that again this year. That plan began operating in the 1950s. New regulations on coal ash mean that operating the plants no longer economically feasible and will close this fall. So I want to take this last moment to recognize the employees who have worked at Widows Creek over the years and those who are working there today. Even as they prepare to close the plant's last operating unit, they're finishing strong. Unit 7 has been in service 120 days straight. The employees are working efficiently and safely, and they're working to use up the remaining coal they have on hand, so TVA has lower costs when it's time to decommission the plant. This has been the kind of effort we've seen from our employees at all of the plants we're retiring, and that kind of work ethic and dedication to service are part of TVA's heritage and will be a part of our future. Our workforce is well positioned to end this fiscal year as one of TVA's strongest in recent memory. So we're keeping our focus on continuously improving our performance, driving for the results that the people of the Valley expect and deserve from us.
Position today relative to what we know about the plan.
So just a little background here. The draft plan came out a year ago, and if you studied hard on that plan and thought you understood it, you can forget all that because the new plan is substantially different. Some of the states in our region have their emission targets lowered, some have it raised. On the whole, it looks like our region is about the same. We did get a few advantages. Watts Bar Unit 2 will count for CO2 reduction in the plan, and the draft plan will not. The work of the board here and the employees over the last 10 years in doing things like retiring old coal plants, going to a cleaner fleet, I really think position us as well as anybody and better than most in the industry to deal with this.
You mentioned people who are working and living downstream, I guess, for the new dam. Is there any risk while we go forward with the repairs that we're trying to implement there?
So what we've done at Boone is drop the lake level down considerably below normal winter pool. The reason we've done that is to make sure that the pressure of the water against the earthen part of the dam is not too much to give us a risk of downstream problems. You know, downstream of that dam, there's some large chemical plants and other facilities. The condition of the dam today and the water level is a safe condition, a stable condition. And we're confident that that's the case. But we do not think we should raise the water even temporarily because that does inject a lot of risk.